Have you been interested in putting your kid into cooperative games or cooperative sports? I'm here to tell you both the pros and cons about having your child participate in these activities. While I am for having a child participate in cooperative games or sports, there are others out there who think these activities are bad for their children. I believe that children should join in on cooperative games and sports because it teaches your child good sportsmanship and to be more sociable, and also how to make new friends. And most importantly, it teaches your child how to have fun and enjoy the activity of what they are doing. According to an article, there are a few important steps to ensure you are teaching your child good sportsmanship. 1. If you lose, don't make up excuses as to why you lost. 2. If you win, don't rub it in. Nobody wants to hear you gloating about your winning. 3. Always do your best. If you're always doing your best, good things will happen. Another important thing to do is good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship comes from the parents. What parents need to realize is that if your child hears you yelling at an official or a coach or other parents or other players, they think that it is okay for them to do the same thing. So a few other rules for parents to follow are: 1. If someone makes a mistake, remain encouraging. Try not to criticize what they're doing. 2. Show respect for yourself and for everyone else on the court, field, or wherever it is your child is playing. The counter argument to this is from an article. It's from ineos.com. It says, most of us were raised to believe that without competition, we would all become fat, lazy, and mediocre. And I used to think that competition could be healthy and fun if we kept it in perspective. Competition teaches kids that they must triumph over one another. Now this ties back to how you teach your child the importance of good sportsmanship. If you never teach your child the importance, then yes, they could very well think that they must be triumphant all the time, and that they'll gloat all the time. That the quote from ineos.com is a perfect example of not teaching your child the idea of good sportsmanship. So it's always important that you teach your child that you don't want to be a sore loser, you don't want to be a sore winner, you don't want to gloat about what you've done. Also, you want to be as kind as you can at all times on the court, the field, the activity in which you are participating in. You just want to have good sportsmanship all the time and not try to be triumphant over who it is you're playing against. There's also a theory out there that is called the cooperative game theory, and it states, quote, there are two branches of game theory that differ in how they formalize interdependence among the players. The first is non-cooperative. It is a detailed model of all the moves available to the players and that how it would give them an advantage over anybody else participating in that activity. The other is the cooperative game theory, and it abstracts away from this level of detail and describes only the outcomes that result when players come together. That is from uib.cat. With that being said, teamwork is such a huge factor in cooperative games. I mean, it is called cooperative games for a reason. So what is teamwork? The definition comes from theschoolrun.com, and it says, teamwork requires people to work cooperatively with others towards a shared purpose. Without teamwork and good sportsmanship, you would solely be playing for only yourself, and nobody wants to be a part of something if you are only out there to benefit yourself. For example, if you were on a wrestling team, yes, you do perform by yourself, but your team is working so that you achieve the same goal. Everybody wants your team to win, but you don't want to be the individual gloating because you're the only one that won. There's a story from smartparenting.com that says it's a young man who lost his wrestling match, was the state championship, and immediately after the match was over, the young man got up and shook his opponent's hand and immediately walked over to the opponent's dad and shook his hand too. The opponent's father had been battling cancer, and the young man wanted to congratulate both on a job well done. That's true. That's the true meaning of good sportsmanship. He may have lost the state championship, but he had the dignity to get up and shake his opponent's hand. And not only did he shake his opponent's hand, he got up, walked over to his father, and shook his hand, telling him how proud he is of his son that he just beat him in this match. And that is going to bring us to our last topic. It's probably the most important topic of all, and I can't stress this enough for parents, for kids, for teenagers, whoever you are. This is going to be the most important thing. Always try to have fun. If you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing, your parents having fun, your team's having fun, everybody around you is having fun. What parents need to realize is if their child is on the court or on the field and they're not having fun, the parent needs to ask the child, what's wrong? And if they say something along the lines of, I don't want to play or I don't want to be here, then you as a parent should be open to that and be like, okay, well, we don't have to do this. We can do whatever you want to do because if you're happy, I'm happy. Having fun derives from what it is you like to do. So if you're a basketball player and your parents are forcing you to play baseball, you're not having fun playing baseball because you want to be playing basketball. So as a parent, they need to realize that your goal and what you want to do is not with basketball. Same for anything else. You don't want to force anything upon your child, or you don't want to do something just because your friends are doing it, or whatever it is. You want to do something solely for the purpose of it is enjoyable for you. And if it's not enjoyable for you, then you're doing it wrong. If you get out and do something and you're enjoying it at first, but then you're later not enjoying it, don't stick around just because you feel like you have to. Nobody is forcing you to stay and do what you're doing. If you have a parent who is constantly telling you that you have to do this way, or you have to do this that way, or you have a coach that's putting you down all the time for making a bad play or for doing something wrong, and it's just making it not fun for you, then there's no need for you to have to stay and put up with it. It's not being a baby, and it's not walking, it's not quitting. It's you have lost your drive for what it is you're doing, and that's the most important thing when it comes to cooperative games and cooperative sports, is having fun. If you're out there having the time of your life, I promise you everybody around you is having the time of your life. So keep that in mind when you are doing what it is you want to be doing. And if it's not something you see yourself doing later on, maybe you might want to try something else. If it's making you happy, and if it's making your family happy, if it's making your team happy, then keep doing it. You're not doing anything wrong by having fun. Thank you.